Hello, Maura. Here will be some overdue video feedback for you. In general, I just wanted to say that it's really coming along well, and I respect your attention to detail. So I've opened this up in Chrome for the Macintosh, and I have I think a standard definition size window, which is like 8 something by, I think 1240. Anyway, it's about those proportions. I see you've got a nice footer there. It seems to it fixes itself at the bottom when I open it up, but then when I scroll, it's in the middle. Did you intend to have this maybe fixed at the bottom of the navigation or at the of this page? And the same is true with anyway. Before I get lost in details, I wanted to remark on a couple of things that I admire. You've got the logo to be transparent file format so that it floats, well over the image as well as it does a solid. Good going. Take a look at SVG file format. I like the way your navigation works. The rollover with the corporate color highlighting each as you roll over it. That's really nice. It's clean, simple. If you can, keep working towards implementing the corporate typeface. It looks like you've got it here in your footer. So however you've done that, apply that same style, say, to this type, which I don't think is the corporate typeface. Here I see your menu, very nicely formatted. I love the old style figures. I may have remarked on that earlier. And what happens when that's great. So the footer is glued to the bottom of the page, at least on your child pages. I see you've used a PDF from the print design class, a publication design class, and that's fine. You might want to resave it from the InDesign original file without crop marks, just because they might be confusing to a novice. I know what they are, you know what they are, but if you put this in your portfolio at some point, maybe save the menus without crop marks or indications of bleed. That way they would float really nicely embedded on your web page. And insofar as it is possible to do so, try to make your print typography match your web typography and vice versa. They should be pretty seamless from one platform to the next. It's that's a tall order. It can be done though. And I see you've got fleshed out child pages. Very nice. You're positioning things well. In general, try to avoid really long lines. It's hard to control line length in web typography, but it's worth doing so. The eye is thought to get tired if there are more than 60 characters per line, thereabouts. It's not a hard and fast rule. And two, maybe apply some cell padding around your type. It comes a little close to the edge. If you can. Now, with regard to, I'm glad you have images bleeding for the most part, top and bottom here. Try to bleed the menu banner too. Maybe if you could have it butt up to the left edge and avoid these awkward little moments. Now, that's a lot of detail, and I don't want to lose track of the larger picture, which is that you have done things very well. You have fleshed out your child pages, and you have a functioning website, which I think just, you've got a week to refine it. I'll address your code next. Maura, I also respect that you have started to think about how to organize your files, and you've got things in weekly file folders. I jumped ahead to week 8 just to see, or week 7. I don't know if you... And anyway, I look forward to seeing your final submission, but good going on that. It shows me that you are thinking about file management. And two, in the same vein, file management, I see that you've carefully annotated the different parts of your web page. Know that this is the host script, so you can pretty much ignore everything from here down there. That's what GeoCities places dynamically on your page. There's always a trade-off about using a free service, right? Now, on your footer, I would expect to see this, perhaps. Um, okay, no, that's your nav bar. Okay, you do have a footer. You can position that using CSS and HTML. You might want to get it so that it doesn't float in the middle of the screen on the initial home page. Mara, I have this screenshot from you as evidence of browser testing, and I understand your difficulties with browser shots. You mentioned to me that you've had consistent difficulties in using it to work, and so that's fine. Yeah, downloading or installing a variety of browsers, I think, is pretty common practice, and at least testing them out on your platform. That's perfectly acceptable. Think of ways to make it easy for myself to look at, maybe orient them correctly, and put them maybe 3 files up in a single PDF. That'd be helpful. Also, you get to exercise your abilities in building PDF files, multiple page PDF files. Maura, I didn't notice any typos in your copy. But, again, I'm not an English major, and before you put this in your portfolio, or if you present it at any point, you might want to have somebody with objective eyes take a look at it, use it, user test it, and that way you have a little bit more confidence about, there's nothing worse than a typo, right, in a presentation. Good going, and I look forward to seeing your final submission.